And we're back again, ladies and gentlemen, live here from the Intel Esports Arena. We're here at the Xfinity Analyst Desk, still having James IRL with me, of course, as we're getting ready to jump into our second match of the evening, which is going to be Misfits taking on OpTic Gaming. We'll start up the discussion jumping right into the Misfits roster to give you guys a bit of a preview on that one and getting to see what exactly this roster is going to be bringing to the table tonight. We already talked a little bit about it earlier, of course, Devo Duvek and Almanek, that French duo, but you can also see them being joined by that old TSM roster, Sean Garris, Sick, and Shazam.
Yeah, so Shazam is kind of well known to be super good opper in middle, right? When you op in middle, you can't be missing shots, right? If you miss somebody wide swinging off of boost and you're playing that sandbag position, you better have somebody ready to help you from highway, right? Because you want to get that kill, maybe get a peek or a flash from highway and peek back out. Shazam will get boosted above the Z smoke if T's are trying to take early mid control here. Also, if OpTic has done their homework, right, because they've been grinding late at night, as we've seen on Twitter. I've been saying that again and again because I love it. Teams working hard. They'll know that Misfits likes to play aggressively on CT side, right? So Misfits might have to be a little more choosy on how they decide where and when to be aggressive on CT side, right? So we might see, you know, the early B control because that's what won them their earlier cash match 2 weeks ago against Luminosity. They're doing that. So a lot of dynamic play, but I think OpTic will probably be ready for it.
And speaking of OpTic, as we can take a look at their roster now and see what exactly they're going to be bringing to the table once again. For those that haven't already seen it, of course, we have it. This big European all-star roster with HS, Mixwell, Alu, Freiburg, and Magisk.
Yeah, so we're probably all aware of the exploits of Alu and Magisk and Freiburg on this map. Freiburg coming out of NIP, who is like kind of one of those storied cash teams. Alu also on G2 and FaZe, who are really nutty on cash, right? They did the 16-0 against VP back in the day. And then Magisk, North didn't play cash very often, but when they did, they would usually win. However, something that people probably don't know as well is HS. HS is so good at working that B kind of halls area on T side. I think he was the nail in the coffin against Envious's major run, right? So Penta just destroyed Envious on cash because HS was getting 2-3Ks on gun rounds against Envious, just solo taking those B halls with the checker control grenades. So this is going to be a fun one to watch.
Well, as you already mentioned, our first map of this matchup here is going to be over on Cash. And talking a little bit more about it as well here, what are going to be the keys to victory for either of these teams as we jump into this map? We saw in the last matchup their Immortals getting tripped up around areas like mid and whatnot. Are we going to see similar things happening with these two teams playing it out?
Actually, I'm not sure if it was the mid thing. I think Immortals thought that Luminosity was going to be going heavy through mid because that's how Luminosity usually plays, right? So you saw Immortals doing like a double mid, double B, and then 1A, and then they started going A every round. But I think it is going to center around mid here, right? Because Sean is a very tactical leader. He's going to have all of the protocols about how to take mid, how are we going to get out of mid given what we see, right? So if they're not contesting us highway, and we have mid control, what do we do, right? They're going to have a plan for that. They're going to have a plan if they want to go up highway. They're going to have somebody holding that useless room flank to watch B and or the counter boost and vent. So it's going to be a lot of protocol play on T side. You have to know what you need to do in mid. And then on CT side, once mid control is given up, right, we're going to see that A main control coming out. But Misfits, what they do that other teams don't do is they're a little bit more aggressive at B. They're not afraid to get into Sunny, maybe even smoke off T spawn and get a molly on useless room.
So are you expecting more or less action towards mid in this
More,
set?
a lot more. There's gonna be a ton of utility thrown at mid, probably around like the 115 mark. So we're gonna see the mid control coming out.
All right, well, that's good to hear, of course. A lot of action happening right in the center of the map. Who do we think is gonna take this one? Let's get some final predictions on the board as it is almost match time.
I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna go Misfits here.
Are you? All right. Well, we did see some struggles for OpTic the other day.
I'm gonna say 16-11.
All right, so a close match then, as we have been seeing from OpTic, of course, as they have run into some struggles against Splice, against NRG yesterday, actually causing them their first loss, and now we're going to see if the same thing will hold true going up against the Misfits. And to bring you that action, once again, we have our casters standing by. It is going to be Launders, and not Scrawny, it is going to be DeBears.
How's it going? And James, you look a little different than usual earlier. Does it look a little different to you?
Yeah, I got in a fight. There was this bear out in the parking lot. It tore my blazer up, so here we go.
He looks worse.
Had to sacrifice him.
Wow. Well, that's fantastic. Great. I hope the bear's okay.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay.
The Bears.
No, not me. He would have been out.
You're not
been
one
out
with
of
the
commission
Bears?
if he fought with me.
What does the Bears mean?
The Bears.
Yeah.
Talk about the origin of my name.
This is a long story.
I can
Good
shorten
for
it
it,
up for
easy.
you. It's from a Saturday Night Live skit. I don't even know if I can even say that. We're probably going to get blacklisted. We're going to get blacklisted now because I said that.
Okay.
But it's a Saturday Night Live skit from the old 90s.
The old 90s.
Old 90s.
Not the new
yeah.
one.
The old 90s. You know, that's way back in the day. They would, the highlight of it, they'd be like, they'd say something like, who's the best team? They'd be like, Bears. Bulls. Chicago thing. It's a Chicago thing.
Oh, that did not disappoint.
Yeah, it didn't disappoint
That
me at
didn't
all.
disappoint.
I liked it. It was like, Bears.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Okay.
it. That's all I have.
We've
But you
gone
know what?
Full corn.
You want to move on to CS?
I'd like to.
Or actually, I want to know.
Actually, I'm not
I
sure.
want to know what's behind your name,
What's behind my name?
Launders.
Oh, it's not as interesting.
What is it?
I just took some letters, and I wanted to make a name that sounded like a name,
Oh yeah.
and that looked good in uppercase and lowercase.
That's it.
Made
It's
it up
serious.
out of
Launders.
thin air, Launders.
I thought that was like your last name or something.
And then I found out it is a last name,
Yeah.
but
Is it?
that's not how it started, yeah.
That's
It's not money laundering.
That's,
It's not laundry.
Interesting.
You shouldn't have asked. I shouldn't have asked.
You know what?
I
No, it's
started this
okay. I want to
conversation.
know where you come from.
India.
Well, I meant, you know, your name. Yeah, okay, cool. You're from India.
No,
okay.
it's
How's-
part of Montreal.
Oh, Montreal, all right. Yeah, you like that? You like being from Montreal? You like being American now?
Yeah, I love America
Yeah.
so much I can't leave.
You better love it or you can get kicked out.
Yeah, don't be a part of that.
No, of course not. I support you. I support
right.
you all the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll be expecting a letter of reference.
I'll hype you up, man.
Awesome. Hype me up
Use
too.
my name.
The
I'll be like,
president.
I'll be like, he's a good guy.
He uses Twitter a lot. You can tweet at him.
But look at this. Now we're on CS. We're on for Misfits. And it looks like a 5A hit from Misfits.
Yeah, they're grouped up tight. Look at this ball of players right now. Magisk. No flash to actually stop him from shooting, but he doesn't get a kill either. Mixwell also behind the smoke, though, bombs a nice angle, and such good crosshair placement results in those headshots. Amanek falls back to quad, and without his life. Everybody goes down immediately. No bomb plant, no kills.
All right, so I guess for that demo review for Sean Garris, let's just hop around a little bit when we're coming in the bomb site instead of rushing in the straight line and getting laser beamed by Mixwell and Magisk.
But can you stop the laser beam? He had to just, just tap in to
They
the
were-
headshot angle.
They weren't even moving his crosshair. I think Mixwell literally just spammed a spot and got 2 kills, but good for him. Good for Mixwell for knowing those headshot angles.
Good for Mixwell.
You gotta know.
You do have to know. Credit where credit is due. He had it lined up properly. Didn't have to do more than he needed to. This is interesting. Did Sean get... Sean didn't get a kill. He's got P250, half armor, smoke flash. And
Doing what Fur used to do a lot. I mean, Fur doing a little elbow peek jump for the A main pushers.
gotta get creative with it.
You know, you gotta borrow tactics from other teams. That works.
Great artist steal.
That's pretty. They steal. They rehash it. They remix it,
Exactly.
and they don't tell that they did a cover of it until like 20 years later.
Who invented the remix? Not P. Diddy.
Not P Diddy. I
That
don't know.
scares.
That scares. He's bringing it big. He's bringing it back as they are going. It looks like a heavy mid boost here. They've been trying to surprise Alu, who is.
Like how you say that's like Alu
Alu.
Vera.
Every time I think of him, I have to try to say it in a Finnish accent.
Rub some lotion on your body.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna rub some lotion later.
Oh, and Alu might need some lotion after these wounds. Shazam takes him out on highway. Mixwell there for the trade. Madness from the exact same spot we saw him last round, contributing for the frags, but Sean Gares finds a spot of light in a round of darkness.
close.
Unfortunately, can't plant the bomb, however.
That bomb plant would have been huge. They would have. Well, actually, 4 spots, so probably wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah, it's like rollover dollars, though. You know,
Yeah.
even if they wouldn't be able to spend that money this round, they have a nicer buy next round, maybe some leftover cash.
It's true.
Avoid danger of reset. A couple more plans.
I'll buy you something nice later, you know? So it's always good to have a little extra money in the bank.
Never hurts. 2-0 now for OpTic. They move into an anti-eco, and just like in the last game, we've got some B presence from the terrorists. OpTic Freiburg's throwing a grenade. A really good one, too. That was a heater.
The other one missed, but Viberg tries to take a peek. He gets flashbang, and he's going to get taken out by Devo Duvek. Lucas exchange kills. And HS is in a weird spot, but managed to take out 2 people before getting taken out. And Mixwell with the cleanup. Look at that team effort. Look at all those assists. All right, I'm a fan of assists, you know.
Yeah, we got players helping players out here. And HS, just as you mentioned, weird kind of spot to drop into from heaven, and still was able to get a couple of kills. So we got a tech pause out. Unfortunately.
Is it really a tech pause?
Ooh.
Oh, mind games.
Is this the call it? Someone spill water on their mouse?
Oh, I kicked my keyboard out on accident. Let me take 3 minutes to plug it back in.
Accidentally scratched my monitor.
You know, what is it? Okay, you know, I want to ask you something.
Ask me a question.
If you're on a first date, what is your angle? Just throwing you out there right there.
So usually I make sure I don't go on dates with girls who are better at darts with me.
Really? So Darcy your angle?
Yeah, I try to play darts.
You try to impress them with your skills?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I like that.
I mean, you got to show them you're good at something.
You got to. I mean, you got to show that you're worthwhile.
Right.
You know?
And I can't just like make a YouTube video in front of them. So
you can't. You
gotta play darts.
You can't just say, "Hey, I know Nip's default strat and cash. Hey, hey, I know where Force plays. Wink, wink."
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
What about you?
I just try to make him laugh.
Yeah.
Usually, I one time went on a date after a yoga session.
Hell yes. Was it with someone from?
No, not at the yoga, like after yoga.
Was it the instructor? Come on.
It was it wasn't. But it was weird because I get too hyped up. You know, I had a lot of energy from the yoga.
Oh yeah. Was it hot yoga?
It was hot yoga.
Hot
yes.
yoga.
So I was sweating.
That's actually difficult to do.
Very difficult.
The bears.
I was sweating.
Way more flexible than the.
Not anymore. I've obviously lost a lot of that.
Ooh.
But you know what? I want to get back into it. That's the thing. You know, I fell off the horse. I'm gonna get back onto the yoga. I'm gonna start doing. You know.
So you just gotta saddle up.
Downward dog.
Right.
And all that good stuff. Yeah. It's good.
Downward dog. Great position.
Warrior 2, you know.
Great position for a first date.
It's a favorable one, that's for sure. Oh, it's a little hot in here. Where's the air conditioning, huh?
Jeez. Speaking of AC, came in today sweating.
Yeah.
What's that about?
The Uber driver decided to not put on air conditioning.
I actually heard you were too polite to ask.
I know. It's a thing.
Oh, and now you're putting it back on the Uber driver.
Oh, you're right.
Ooh, you're the worst of the worst.
Throwing on the blast. No, here's what I meant to say. All right.
It's the first time someone's gonna tweet Uber.
Some people
just
don't.
Not just to add the passenger.
Yeah, I mean, some people don't like air conditioning and they want to have their car 90 degrees. Personally, I sweat really bad.
So what'd you do? Just ride in this Uber and then hit them with 3 stars because they didn't turn the AC
I'll
on?
do 5 stars.
5 stars? Okay.
Because I'm not going to put them a lower score because of me.
You're not a petty man.
I'm not a petty man. I'll take it. It makes me stronger. You know, it kind of unwrinkled my shirt a little bit.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, he's got what doesn't kill you tattooed across his chest.
And more.
And a lot more. Many, many words that probably Sean Gares is sharing with his team as well as they set up in a very, very passive default. Players walking around. We've seen this happen so many times. But with the bomb outside B, an initial counter smoke that's not great. Devo Duvek is going to take advantage of it. HS is watching the cross, but he's in a rotator position. And he's actually supposed to be the only man on the site. Sean Gares also getting a kill. This is going to be quite difficult, but they haven't smoked him in CT. The flash is good, the headshot is good, but Devo Duvek trades. And now, the bomb in a great position to get in the site. They actually have no smokes remaining, and that's why CT was wide open. Alu going to be pushing into heaven will cause serious problems. For any player that comes to his crosshair, there's the first victim. Sean goes down. One on default is able to plant the bomb, however, as Alu falls out. Shazam taking advantage of it, however, off of that sound cue and makes it a 3-on-1. Mixwell all alone on the big flank. And the big flank's okay, but when you're the last person alive, it's always going to be watched. And I think Mixwell realizes this. Isn't actually even going to try with his utility.
Yeah.
Instead, realizes this is probably going to be a place they fall back to.
Yeah, Mixwell just trying to get some exit kills here. They're up 3-0. It's unlikely to win a 1-on-3 situation, but then again, it's not game point, so no reason to take that risk. As again, look at these kills. Any kills matters pretty huge, especially it's going to be the Terrace first round 1. Gets 1 kill off Sick. His first name is Hunter. It's a pretty cool name.
Yeah, it's true.
He's a hunter. He's a natural.
He was born to
hunter.
do this.
He was born.
This is the millennial version of hunting.
It is. It's the new age. When we have, I can't. You know, I've always thought that I would rather have people be running on a treadmill to actually run in this game. Pretty funny.
That would be good. It's the future of VR.
Some
right
people
here.
like, he's not even moving from spawn. This technique is incredible.
Ooh, what an A push. Two players with pistols, both getting kills. Amanek trading, and that's a saving grace for Misfits. That could have got really hairy really fast. And actually, OpTic only used 2 players that didn't have weapons. Surprisingly enough, that's one way to make the most of your means.
That's very true. And now Alu makes a nice push up in the middle and catches Shazam off guard. That's sick. He wasn't watching the push, but exchanges kills, but without a price. Both players on Misfits are low. OpTic Gaming in a great spot. I believe they have the bomb, so.
What's the strat? What does Sick do? What would you do if you were Sick right now?
When I was sick, I think, oh my goodness, I would probably just group up with your teammate and try to exchange kills the best that you can. I'd wait the smoke, though. You have 50 seconds, not much time.
Right.
But obviously, Amanek's making a lot of noise. Ooh, the fake.
Ooh,
the fake noise. Mind Level Games is actually making Mixwell reposition himself just a little bit.
We're officially 3 levels deep, folks.
It's very nice.
Flash the compliment. Ooh, very nice flash. Full blind and Mixwell turns into a more favorable position. Oh, there's the first kill. Spray goes down, and it looked like it could have been good for 2, but it wasn't. Amanek is going to recover the bomb here. Go for a headshot angle. Mixwell too quick on the flick. Straight up and across, and takes Amanek out.
That's a hurtful reset right there, and unfortunately for Misfits, they don't have to save again. Are they going to go for a random force? I wouldn't random force spy at this point. I'd probably just save it, try and get some AWPs. You want the AWP, well, they're going to buy.
Yeah, they're going to spend some money here. It doesn't look like they're going to be buying. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Very late out of round. You know, if a team buys late, it's like you were trying to figure out what you were going to do. I think they were mostly talking about their place economically, however, so maybe there was some reason like they're going to have to double save or they're deciding if they have to, that they decided to buy now. But either way, what looks like a full 8 execute is about to take place. Magisk has been happy at quad. This is his home, and he has definitely had an immense impact from here. So, oh, that's a really nice smoke lineup from the back of quad for A main, and they're going to execute through it. Here they are, into the site. Magisk gets volleyed out of his position. Sick immediately dinks him and kills him. And Mixwell looking to do damage, but if he dies, it's 3-on-5 for his team. Shazam, with one of his last bullets, finds that kill on bomb wall. 3 players move up. OpTic, Alu, here with the op, and off of that angle, isn't able to find a kill. Now slightly falling back, and Shazam through the smoke with the deagle. Is able to ruin the hopes here of OpTic. Freiburg is able to get revenge for his fallen teammate, but that's not enough. The double peek is too strong.
I feel so dumb. Because I was like, oh, they poor spot when, you know, they could probably saved and possibly by next round if they lost. But,
Yeah.
But they didn't lose a round, they won, and so it just makes me feel dumb.
Yeah, but don't feel dumb, you know, because the A-hold should have been there, right? Magisk was in a
Should
good
have
spot.
been there.
They threw good. They had a perfect counter smoke, right? Magisk made him run through the smoke. Everything was going their way, but that's Counter-Strike for you, right?
Yes.
Everyone's got a crosshair.
Yeah,
No matter what gun you have, you always have hope.
You never know when you do 1-digs, 2 1-digs across the map like Shazam.
Yeah, through smoke is, I mean, it doesn't help, but it does help Misfits. They're going to feel great about that. They're, you know, we take those, right?
You got to take what you can get,
Exactly.
especially when you're playing against, you know, playing against top teams in the world.
And they stole back the economy in such a big way. OpTic immediately on a full save. It looked like they were dwindling for a second. It was about to be 1-5, potentially another save in the 5th or the 6th. And now Misfits have a buy chance to even up. Free round here to build their economy. One of those game-changing rounds, really.
Pretty much, you know. I mean, Misfits would have to probably save 2 more rounds if they lost that. And so with them winning the round, it kind of changes the dynamic, gives Misfits a lot more room to breathe and work angles. As you see, they're going towards A bomb site, and there's no one in A for OpTic. They're all stacking B, hoping for a gamble stack. I kind of like that, because if they go A, they don't lose too much money, I guess. If they go B, they run to a stack. So
yeah.
you're just kind of playing the the odds game, and once in a while you have to call for gamble sacks. You have to take that risk and
Hedging your bets.
hedging your bets.
And the other thing I think is like just a small thing, but you don't die, so you don't give them any extra money.
Yep.
Which is pretty nice for them. They've upgraded some pistols. They might want to hang on to those, and are going to slowly move out together. You don't see this discipline normally with regular teams like Maine or something like that. They'll just, once they realize the other side, they'll just all start running out looking for frags.
Yep.
But these little things matter, and here they are grouped up to actually try to come around and wait for exits. Devo Duvek clicking back and forth, left to right, headshots all across the board, making a case for that long-range Galil.
Yeah, with the flickaroo right there. I got the
Flickerino.
just headshotting people like crazy. Death match probably 3 hours before this match, getting ready as Amanek takes out HS. So them saving and gambling was all for naught as Misfits cleans up the team and the round.
That was pretty nice. Ali got sent back in time there with that one.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have tried to fight long-range angles against rifles.
Yeah.
Me personally, I like to make them come to me, make them up close and personal. I want to see the white of their eyes.
Right, before you shoot them.
Before I take the light out, right?
Right.
I'm getting dark and deep here.
You want to be the one to close those up.
Yeah. Oh, that's so wrong.
This is awful.
See here, nice little peek for OpTic. They flash popped in the A main, didn't see anyone. So let's just regroup towards this middle, which Misfits, they are holding the middle.
Yep, and it's pretty standard stuff. Sick actually gets flashed out to the corner, and it works out for him. He's got teammates to cover him, cause distractions, and shoot bullets. Freiburg from Z is just waiting and hoping anybody pushes. If he peeks out mid, he realizes he's going to have 10 eyes on him.
Oh, yeah. 10, unless one of them has one eye.
That's just unfortunate. And I think I've seen all of these players' eyes, so
oh, yeah?
I'm not making a critical mistake.
That's true. You have done your research.
The only thing worse than calling a player with the wrong name is getting the number of eyes they have in here.
Some country is punishable by death.
Be listed here, but Freiburg tapping carefully, gets Sean Gares, and then a little consolation prize at the end of the round, gets 1 kill.
So a positive for Misfits, no, the equal rounds, but they're not dying like last couple days we've seen ecos, and we usually see 2 to 3 people just getting killed at the end of the round. You know, they already run the round, they're trying to escape, and then the other team will pop them with pistols. But Misfits so far have been pretty clean on their ecos and not really giving up any unnecessary kills.
Yeah, they've been looking fresh, and it all started with that one forced by execute. Alu has taken the place of Magis for what looks like the first time in the half. Opping quad here, and I think we saw some pretty good opportunities for somebody who was here to have an open shot or two, but obviously a lot easier with an op. Freiburg shutting down any mid presence. Davu Duvek gets killed immediately. Shazam was only able to watch over the top, cover his Z and white box, but any more than that, and that's just a bit too much work for one player. That molly spread far.
Yeah, that hit him when he was on the ground, and it took like 20 damage from that one tick when he was off the molly, so that's a little frustrating for Shazam.
Spreading faster than a Burbank forest fire.
Oh.
Too soon? Risky business here at ESL Pro League.
You gotta say something like, it's, you know what, I'm not even go there.
No, let's not.
Let's not go there.
Don't continue this. You've got to tame me. I thought I was going to have to tame you. You've got to tame me.
I gotta tame you. No, I don't want to tame. I want you unleashed. I want Launders Unleashed. That's what should be your name of your video.
Launders Unleashed.
Launders Unleashed.
Should be like the brown Django.
There you go. You gotta do it, man.
And
do it.
Magis. Oh, good opportunity. But Sean Gares too quick, too precise. Freiburg from a pretty primo spot in the back of Checkers is only able to do some damage. Good flash into Checkers from Mixwell, and standing behind the Molotov. It wasn't good enough. Amanek, however, is able to capitalize. Alu, not disciplined enough to hold for the repeat. Instead, tries to go for it. HS on the big flank, however. I think he may have maybe dropped out of events. It doesn't matter. He's able to hit him with the really nice spray control.
Yeah, huge save by HS. Flanking at the perfect time. Both Misfits members were not looking at him. And the round has looked pretty alarming for OpTic. I thought they were going to lose that one, but HS coming in through, coming in big.
Coming in hot.
Woo.
Hot and heavy. And I feel like that is why they picked him up, just because his mechanical skill is so up there. And I think they're just kind of like, just close your eyes. Well, no, maybe not close your eyes. Just focus on fragging.
Just frag out, man. You don't have to think. I don't want you thinking. I want you shooting and making people scared.
And he's like, what about? And they're like, shh, shh, shh. Just frag out. Just frag out. And there it is. Out go the T's. Out to the A site with 2 kills to boot. So it doesn't get much better than that to put the bomb down and immediately get those couple of frags. Sick. Also shutting down the big flank. Alu gets killed. They save an op. They recycle it. But what does that mean? Misfits with a very strong execute.
Yeah, and interesting to note that Mixwell has been picking up the op and buying the op the last 2 rounds. While Alu, I can't remember if they did the 2 op setup. I think they did. Yeah, they did the 2 op setup last round. But this round, Mixwell rebought the op. So very interesting that he's the guy who doesn't like the op is now leaning on the op a little bit.
Right.
He left the op, and now he's calling the op back. He's late. It's 2 a.m. We're having some drinks. He's calling that op back.
The op is too good.
It's too good. He can't back. He wants it back in his life.
It needs him. He needs him.
They all come back. They all come back.
They'll come crawling back. Twitter wanted it.
And the people demanded it.
His opponents didn't. But here it is, Mixwell. Back in his comfort zone.
Right now, the OpTic was on a little force buy. I'm not a big fan of offers buying armor with a pistol.
Buying armor with their pistol.
Because I would rather have them just buy the pistol, so the next gun round you can op. But now since they force bought, they might be a little low money on the next gun round.
Right.
Because both oppers bought, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean they must. I don't know exactly how much they've got in the reserves, but could be definitely a poor decision. Takes out what do they have from what they have next round. They don't have a lot now, so makes a lot of sense. And it looks like Misfits have picked the correct site to hit. B, wide open.
Yeah, Misfits are doing pretty good on their defaults. They're really finding the holes in the defense for OpTic Gaming, and it shows. They're able to get in bombs, and Mixwell killing off Devoduvic. It's a 3-on-4 in favor of Misfits as they're about to plant the bomb in this B bomb site.
Get a nice rebate for his spending in this round, but ends up getting killed after just that one, and 1 player remains, Magisk. At the white box, looking a little bit lost here. Not much to do.
Not much to do. Is trying to get exit kills, have armor. Again, with the armor buy, pretty sure it's not the 4-round money bonus because OpTic did win that one with HS with that sick flank, and Misfits, I believe, reset them, so that's why they bought the armor and pistols. But again, with the oppers, if you know you're going to op, let's see, look, they got 2,000. It's going to be very low buy if for the next round, so
yeah,
they're
extremely broke. They're going
to get 2,400 next round if they lose.
There's no layaway.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're not going to be able to set up a payment plan for these weapons.
Yeah, I can understand one of them buy pistol armor, but not both. But who knows? They have a game plan. We'll just see how it unfolds.
Yeah, cash defined by its looseness. And, we see so much pistol success. There's a lot of temptation to try to invest, but once again, Misfits right out the gate have picked the correct site. And they, you might think, oh, they're like the smarter team, they have it figured out. Well, they're smart in the sense that they made a good read, but they didn't actually have any real information to go off of. They just, they had a good read, and that's, credit to the IGL in that situation. Go A, they're not going to go A. And OpTic, we're going to go 2 levels deep. We think they're going to try B once again, and here they are in a position playing very passively with really weak guns.
Just does take out Devoduvic. Sick, though, killing out Freiburg. The 4-on-4, Sean Garrett taking out Alu. Sees one to the truck, trying to chase him down, and then just popping Magic's boy in the face. And now the last 2 members for OpTic are really low in HP. Sean Garrett doesn't really have to do anything crazy, but why not? Just peek.
Yeah, actually Mix is trying to save this AK. Is kind of trapped. Nope, he's actually got up to heaven and might get away in the corner of it, and nobody's going to come and peek him. pretty important save considering we were just talking about their frivolous spending habits, and now that they have a full buy, we'll have at least a little bit left in the tank for a round if they in fact get reset, because I think that is what they're in danger of right now. If we could take a look at the rounds.
Yeah. And then you see there's 0 OpTic Gaming, and James was talking about with me yesterday about how OpTic Gaming does not have to rely on the 2 ops setup if they don't want to.
Yeah.
And they're one of the few teams that can probably have strong 4 riflers and 1 opper even on the CT side. So we'll see how that pans out throughout the season.
Certainly, like, Mixwell can do it all. Oh, Sick actually finding a way to creep through the smoke, get right style off of that B main play and going 1 for 1, but gathering a lot of information, sharing it with his teammates, and putting Freiburg in a very tenuous spot now. Great flash to support himself, and actually kills another one under heaven with his last remaining bullet. Now has the opportunity to reload as Amanek hears this and takes his time. 3rd kill on the board for Freiburg. What an incredibly good hold so far. Shazam spotting one, but it's actually not a crossfire, but a high-low setup from OpTic. And Mixwell with the better angle than Shazam doesn't give him an opportunity to shoot first.
Freiburg with the hold in the B bomb site.
Yeah.
I think
B for banana?
I think every meme's going to be Freiburg king of blank.
King of blank.
King of blank. He's the king of everything, apparently, according to Reddit. He's going to be the king of B.
That would be a good meme. Like A2Z's got that meme that, like, no matter how badly he plays, he's safe, you know?
Best player in the world.
Sick meme, yeah. Gotta pray for those sick memes. You know,
life's all about memes.
Apex one, you put an R. That's great. No, it's a fortunate meme.
It's that's how people make money these days.
That's
memes. Be a memer. Interesting smoke by OpTic. I think they miscommunicated. I think they both tossed 2 smokes in that same little corner. So you see right here, it's going to be a execute towards around here. And Devo Duvek with the first kill. Sick killing off Mixwell. Now it's a 3-on-3 situation. Devo taking out Freiburg, who's hiding in A.
My goodness. And Alu getting pretty frisky. Shazam, though, immediately killing HS and putting Alu in the 1v1. This could get weird. We have a situation where Sick knows there's an op close by and doesn't want to let this round end too early, actually, or end too late, I should say, is trying to take it into his own hands. Very interesting rotate here, giving up an open site to go to mid. Alu hears a nade being thrown at A, and I don't know if Vent is popped. That might be a critical thing as he is moving back and now going to Z. Oh, oh, this is a DJ Khaled. Oh no, not like this.
Not like this. Oh no.
That was a reverse. Can we call that a reverse Khaled?
I mean, I thought Alu rotating to the mid was the brilliant play.
Now, if we talk about
and then he outplayed himself by going all the way. He thought too much about it.
If we talk about fortunate, unfortunate memes,
yeah.
I have a feeling I know what's in the chat for Alu.
Oh no! Don't say it! Don't say it!
I'm not going to be the one to contribute.
I'm not. I put my head above the
We're beyond
stuff.
That.
All right. I'm a gentleman. I'm a scholar, prestigious.
We're way above that. My mind's in the clouds.
You're always in the clouds. But right now, OpTic has 2 weird force buy. That would have been a huge round to win for OpTic. Alu had 2 sick kills, and then...
That's the funniest part.
Yeah.
Had such a great start to the round. Probably the only reason they got that close. I mean, literally the last person alive, too. And, but obviously, you play that. You're going to be the one to blame yourself, even.
Yep. See here we have Sick, Hunter. He's going to be by the squeaky door. He's going to do the annoying role. We'll see. I think he might do a little distraction first, and then Misfits will probably take middle once he makes a distraction.
It's just setting in. The very best part about that is, like, his rotate to A main was so smart.
Yeah.
Oof. But either way, Misfits A hits have been more than successful. 2 kills, sometimes unanswered. They are able to get in and get out.
And they know something about OpTic Gaming, that because they have been hitting A in a way to where they know that OpTic probably rotates towards middle and B in the mid-round. As you see, 2 for 1 here at this A bomb site. And now OpTic's in a weird spot. Alu does get the kill on the flank. Amnic, though, finds that headshot before falling. And now it's a 2-on-3 in favor of Misfits. The bomb is down, and we'll see if Misfits are able to hold this post plant.
Small chance for redemption here. Alu with half HP has the better gun. HS will kind of be supporting him in this situation. But creeping up highway, they have a type of split and no kit, however. All the way down low, 2 HP, and from downtown, the nade actually misses slightly, but it means nothing. They've ended the half 9-6. Misfits recovering in such a big way, and it started with such a dominant pistol round and following from OpTic. But don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back with a second half.
Stay tuned.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, the City of Odense, GeForce GTX, Lenovo Legion, Bedway, Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.
Turns out it was a bit of a stomping grounds for Misfits as they ended up closing the half out 9-6, even though OpTic were able to win a pistol.
Yeah, that force buy on Misfits was it the third round?
Yeah, it was.
Third
it was 3-1.
3-1. All right, so yeah, I was like, oh, this is a questionable buy, and guess what? They win the round. They take the momentum.
Just to spite you.
They show us that we know nothing. Nothing
That's
at all.
why we're up here and they're.
That's why they're playing
there.
and we're not. But it's okay. Sometimes you got to take those risks. And Misfits, they ran with it. They took that risk and they ran with it.
Never looked
OpTic,
back.
though, I see a glaring problem in a lot of their games. They're very, it seems like they're very momentum based. And when you lose that momentum, you got to be able to.
I think you're kind of figuring out, sorry to interrupt you, but
that's cool.
As a new team, you're trying to figure out if you're confident or not, right?
Yeah.
You're like, are we nuts? Or
are we really
do we have
good?
to work
Come on,
for
we're
it,
pretty good here, huh?
I've hit the ground running before, and I can't tell right now, and I think maybe that's what affects the momentum.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, we're nuts. Oh, no, maybe we're not. But either way, speaking of nuts, instant dink and 2 headshots from Devo. Duvek, very clean stuff. Another opportunity to look for a kill. Tight angle, and Aminex gonna have to deal with someone crossing the site. Alu hits him in the body, takes him out. He was extremely low. And Sick here to look for the trade. Alu making up so much ground for that 1 round lost. 2 kills, 2 entries. Sean Gares, 1v2, and another frag for Alu. He's pissed.
Oh yeah, he's probably upset for that round and Sick. If he would have gotten that kill, the round would be a little different, but.
That's what happens when you some great people, you know, they just need to get beat up when they're younger. They get beat up and embarrassed, they come back like, I'm not missing, I'm not missing.
It's true. I mean, you learn something new when you get punched in the face.
Right.
You learn some respect.
A lot about yourself.
You learn what not to say in front of a person who's bigger than you.
Exactly. Have you learned that lesson?
Some people learn the hard way. It's life.
Absolutely.
But you know what? OpTic,
Some
they're going to
people
go
never
straight into it. They're going straight into this A take. They're going to wait until HS just takes the first kill. Why not?
Full set of Molotovs, best way to clear out the site on anti-ecos. You can go here, quick setup, just molly out all the spots any pistols can be in, and then you move in together and trade. It's common practice because it works so well. Everybody from the CT are moving up from the bomb wall, actually falling back, receding as that Mad just hits them on their way out. Just wanted to chill out. But it looks like Alu's not the only player mad. Mad just wants a piece of the action.
Magic's had a really quiet first half. I believe he probably had like only 4 kills that first half.
I think he might have got moved out of A as well. Like,
Okay.
I think Alu took a spot at quad one round. He was at quad a couple of rounds. And then it was actually a series of A hits. Maybe he didn't get a lot of action because of that.
Yeah.
They're doing a good job of dealing with him. And now OpTic are actually just 1 away from tying it up. So regardless of all the guffs in the first half, it won't matter.
It won't matter.
It won't matter. You win the pistol, you have all the money and all the momentum. This could be the story of an OpTic gaming comeback if Misfits don't stop the bleeding early.
Magic's boy gets really up in the highway pretty quickly without being seen, as the A-bomb site is empty while Misfits is holding a B stack. One person in the CT spot gets... Oh, Misfits spot him. Is that 4x3?
Does he assume that he's not going to... Wait, what?
I think it's 4x3.
But he was looking right
I don't know. I don't know what to say. Maybe he was looking at his radar or something at the exact moment. Sometimes you blink and you miss something important. But luckily for Mixwell, he only gets dinged to 20.
He's been like
able to save his life.
1 by 0.5.
So close.
My gosh. Yeah, I guess it could. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay.
Holy smokes.
Little one taps.
That was quick.
Little one tap.
Little quickie.
You know, you gotta get a little quickie sometimes. Makes you feel good. Feels refreshed. A little exercise in, don't have time
like
to go to the gym. There you go. What?
Like an ST.
Like an ST.
Feel refreshed.
Like an ST.
Or you know what? Nice large bottle of Code Red.
Oh, throw in some Mountain Dew.
It's
in
definitely
here,
my
huh?
favorite Mountain Dew.
Yeah, is
beverage.
it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Which you like the classic? Wait, did he not?
He did see him.
He did see
was
him.
literally on the screen. He probably looked somewhere else. Maybe looked on someone else's monitor. Maybe.
Writing a text.
Who knows? Hitting his console. We all do crazy things sometimes.
Dude,
I'm a classic Mountain Dew kind of guy. Bottles of it, just
Bottles.
gallons
Bottles,
and
eh?
gallons,
Gallons.
just lined up.
Leaders.
They're lined up so I could take a swig after every kill.
Oh my gosh, every kill you're drinking Mountain Dew.
I'm nuts. Crazy. That's how I roll.
Most hype gamer.
Get down and dirty.
Shazam takes some damage.
Ooh.
Alu finishes the job. And that might just be the A site. I mean, they're ready to spring out into action now. Realizing an op is there, they're going to assume he's not going to have that much support. So that's a big frag to capitalize on, as they were kind of ready as well. But 2 players have moved in now with 1 at Fork alone. They're kind of in a precarious spot. It's actually Mixwell, who could get isolated here, is crouched in this position, and Sick had no idea.
Yeah, Sick was definitely caught off guard. An interesting position by Mixwell to hide in that Fork little cubby.
How many CTs are going to die at quad?
All of them.
All of them. Called it right now. Amanek, the first one. Devodioek would have a hell of a rotate to get in there, but here he is. Going to try to peek and working around the back of it. Mixwell realizes he can't take this fight quite yet, but Amanek's going to call out his position. Perfect play. Very brave to move in that situation. HS, however, gave him an out. Mixwell delayed just long enough for that rotate, and now Sean Gares is in a 1-on-2.
He does know where both people are right now.
Look how far HS actually got, though. Oh my gosh, that bomb's gonna... Wait, that's not a good plant for him. He's in a terrible spot.
Oh, no.
But he doesn't think that...
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh, the default plant. It's a 10-second defuse. HS is gonna start to move in. He's gonna hear the footsteps. This information is gonna be traded. He's gonna push back, gets the headshot. On the headshot master, HS himself goes down in what looked like could have been nothing short of a tragedy for Misfits. They recover.
That was a very close round for Sean Gares. Nice cleanup on that 1-on-2. A little scary there.
I guess he had no choice because that 10 seconds. He's
10
like,
seconds.
he's got to be top highway or something. I can't just stick this. And
That's
with the
true.
bomb default, no one's going to assume that you, or someone might assume you are going to stick it. So
Yep.
you got to be worried about them coming back.
I mean, that's a very true point. I guess it's just a little scary because we knew where HS was.
Yeah.
You know, we're watching the match from our
We're cheating, so
nice old high
our
vantage.
armchairs.
Yeah, armchairs. Wish it was armchairs.
Wish I had arms.
I mean, it's glad you did.
Oh, Alu actually getting... Oh, that was really good. I mean, that's just basic A main control, but works so effectively. Molly to the back of it, isolating the other player who's supposed to sit there in like anti-eco default situations and just be careful. And that gave him no choice but to try to frag out. And And that's kind of exactly where they expected the fight to be.
Get the nice kill. Gonna fall back, reposition themselves. It looks like they're gonna
Misfits look nice right now.
looking good, and HS is trying to make a move at B. As James mentioned before, this guy loves to work towards this B bomb site.
Oh my gosh, they have completely evacuated. They've gone to a full passive A setup, and this is viable. Just watch the cross, and now they actually have the site that's harder to retake, having more people help out. So one actually in a CT position and one in heaven, who are both rotators, but will be able to work their weight in gold once this execute comes out. And that first man spotted. HS having so much pressure put on from the left and the right. Perfect team play right there. And Sean Garris finds an opportunity to come into the site, guarantee that they can stop the plant. And Alu has got to sit patiently and wait for kind of an unsolicited peek that you wouldn't expect to happen.
That was a very interesting setup by Misfits to stack so many people towards B. I wonder what was the tell for them to just leave A in middle like that, because they didn't have really good control of the A halls or anything, so they didn't know that if OpTic was going to come back. So
yeah, that's a really good question.
I don't know.
Yeah,
let's look at that.
That's definitely worth a second watch to see if there's any sound cues. Maybe somebody at mid heard somebody take a step by accident. Either way, it seemed like they didn't have that much information, so it was still a pretty good read. And I think they maybe have expected that, all the A executes have come down around mid-round. There was just nothing there.
Yeah, it's true.
And that can be the folly of a newer team as well, as being very, very disciplined to the point that you know when you've got to execute, you know when you can fake and get away with it. And a lot of the stuff they're going to be doing is on the fly. So, yeah.
So we see here OpTic does take a tactical timeout. Hopefully ice the kicker, slow him down, try to break the momentum back in their favor. He's going to gear up for a B take. See how quickly they do this. A lot of counter nades so far from Misfits.
Yeah, this is definitely an interesting change of tempo. It's been default after default to the A hits. And now we've got two people in B. Amanek is going to be full contact player here. Shazam's ready to throw what looked like an interesting flash. Pulling down that spray but not finding a kill. Amanek is probably in a position that'll get Molotov, you might assume. The flash comes in, however. Sean Gare is going to respond with one of his own, and a couple of players not blind are going to be his first fight. Smash is really nice after punishing that repeat. Amanek in a tough spot. I mean, he can stand here, but all he can do is hold for his teammates as everyone's putting pressure on him. Mollies, nades, and whatever. All forcing him out of position. 2v2 as Sick is able to find one kill. Alu taking it round into his own hands, but that, oh my gosh, Sick is too proficient with that P250. Doesn't have to use a single nade and has a kit this early on into the
and the BM spray.
What's worse, sorry or easy?
I think easy.
Easy's tough.
Easy's tough. And he's shooting the body.
And he's shooting the body. That's
Sick is creating enemies right now.
Oh my god.
You don't want to make Alu mad.
No.
You don't want to make Alu mad.
You say it's so funny. You don't want to make Alu mad.
And then another pause coming from OpTic, so they use their second tactical pause right after the other one.
Yeah, I think that might have been a tactical.
Maybe tactical.
Back-to-back tack.
I'm a pet's like timeout. You guys.
Yo, hold up.
You guys, what are you doing? I've seen you play better before. This is not the OpTic that I know.
Right.
This is some second-rate, washed-up team. I want to see
Phase
the fire.
2.0.
I want to see Phase Light. Just do. We're better than this.
Right.
Okay. I want you guys to bring in the passion. Let's get the passion.
Oh my gosh. And after that speech, I guarantee that's exactly what he said. OpTic now.
Word for word.
Probably fire it up, have actually forced one. So this full armor pistols. We might see a reoccurrence of the T side half by execute that breaks the game.
Oh,
that brings the half into their favor.
They're doing that special strat, the annexation of Puerto Rico strat.
That's
Watch out for it. You guys don't know about the annexation of Puerto Rico.
Gonna need more on this strat. Maybe post game. Make some content. Sick with a great spray down. Oh, 3 kills, no problem. And the smoke to allow him to stand in the spot that he wanted to from the beginning.
Okay, they knew about that.
They
It's
knew
in Puerto
that. Yeah,
Rico.
exactly.
They knew it.
That's
They were
something
ready.
that you feel like not many people know about.
No, they
It's
don't.
just such a lesser talked about topic.
Sometimes you just gotta go with it, and
They did their reading.
And Sick was
Sick
just,
of all people, one of the younger guns.
Yeah, generally you want maybe a flash or two over the bomb site if possible. If you're gonna go for an execute to disrupt the position that Sick was in. He just made it look too easy.
Yeah, and I mean that was a silence. M4, 20 bullets, 3 kills. Unforgivable.
We'll see if they win. And, oh, Freiburg though.
Wow.
Now Sean Gears right off the bat. This boy
Whoa.
taking out 2 people in this A-Halls. And look at that swing around. Misfits getting a little cheeky and aggressive when they probably should have just played a little passive.
Yeah, no problem there. I mean, oh, whoa. Okay, that's incredibly fast. Every single one of those kills, he could have died and it wouldn't have been that bad. No whiffs involved. Magisk is aiming right for the head and not settling for anything less.
No, he's not. Let's come back here and...
Chassis poking around in mid because there's just so many people. They could be anywhere at this point. You know when you get all those kills so early that the CTs are just like, all right, well, they might have just been defaulting, but now they've got like 3 kills. They could just be anywhere. Wow, nice couple of frags. I mean, it's not a 1v5 because it seems like it might be too late. Magisk, will he be the one to end it? It would make sense. That's a pretty good spot. The molly allows him to fall back as well.
I thought that was so risky for Shazam to shoot at Toxic when he didn't see anyone and they didn't know where he was.
Right.
That prompted everyone to be like, oh, there he is, upper middle.
Right.
Let's go chasing after him. And luckily for him, I mean, he had some nice shots, Shazam, but
dude,
that's so risky to just, you're trying to save your gun. You kind of want to wait as long as possible.
Before you have to make contact.
Before you have to make a shot.
Right.
Because if, it just... They're hungry wolves. They just want to charge after you.
Yeah. Do you want to make noise in front of wolves?
No, you don't. Wolves are scary. They're a scary animal. They hunt in packs.
Yeah. You gotta ask yourself that question. If you were in the forest, would you make noise?
No, I don't.
But it's a solid round. I mean, what more can you say? Insane shots being hit, and Shazam trying to get aggressive, and it's actually just a really good free flash from HS to shy off anyone exactly like him in that as an aggressive offer. So kind of just outplayed him in that situation, even though Shazam might have been able to push up that angle. If he did a little sooner, probably could have got away with it. And now this is given OpTic a little bit more breathing room as well. Double digits, 3-round discrepancy, mid control, 5v4. Stuff's looking up. So the horoscope's changing its tune.
Depends on the planets are not aligning.
Right.
OpTic is taking back this game. They took control of middle. Maxwell's throwing smoke, throwing Molotovs, trying to make a big noise, see what kind of rotations he can pull. They try to confuse Misfits.
Sean is on the B site with Amanek. 2 rifles here. They just used a smoke and not for B main because I think they were worried about checkers. This might assist in a rotate the molly to make sure a team can get in. They've got 3 people on site now. Molotovs would be the death of them. And there's one at headshot to make things very uncomfortable and claustrophobic in the site. 3 people here still, however, and they flashed in. It's all going to come down to frags right now. Sean, after being blind, notices 1 player running up headshot. 2 players are able to join in and get kills, leaving Alu all alone to run for the plant because they've reached red time.
Oh, wow, that was very interesting.
That was an awesome rotate in.
Yeah, I mean, the stack by Misfits, which really won them the round, they already had like 3-4 people towards that B bomb site. Wait, how many pauses do they get? They get 4 pauses?
They get 4 30 seconds, I think.
4 30 seconds?
Something like that. And this is the 3rd one, so we could see another one next round.
We could. I'm a bet he's going to take
Seems like win or
every
lose.
single one of them.
Yeah. That was actually such a good, to help their team, they knew, okay, first of all, they knew it was B. And then to help their team rotate in, instead of mollying checker and then smoking B main, they mollied B main so no one could cross in, and they smoked checker so no one could peek behind the fire or at some weird angle on someone who wants to rotate in. It was actually like the best way to use the utility, even though it looked weird at first.
I'm actually a big fan of smoking off that, not B main, but the other entrance by the checkered entrance, because then you could focus more towards B main, and I just feel like it's a better angle for the CTs if checker entrance is smoked out.
Now they just have talked about how they're going to spend their money this round. To stave off match point, they've decided to force. Amanek going to be throwing a nade to do some early damage, and some early damage is dealt. He isn't alone, however, in B, and I think OpTic might assume that this site is being played sparingly, but it's not.
Nope.
They've got tons of support here. Even one in checker this time. It might be harder than last round with worse guns. Amanek flash on the back of the site. Will he get a kill? Has some help from his teammate. Sean Gare is also peppering in some spray into one player at B main, and it's a 3v3. It's not been a bad attempt so far. It's actually a retake already. Somehow OpTic managed to pry their way into B.
See right there, there's HS and Alu, pretty low in HP, with only 2 smokes and a flash coming from Misfits. Not much utility to work with, but and 2 ops for retake is very difficult, especially in this B bomb site. If you don't get those initial picks, the retaking becomes infinitely harder. And Sick gets a pick off Alu, so that makes things a little easier.
Yep, another smoke as well, because it's a B main plant, forcing checkers to be put in an awkward spot. Time ticks down, Mixwell finds a first kill on a jumping player, throws a grenade, Shazam gets ready for the angle and knows where the last man is. Ends up dying through the smoke, defuse comes out,
Wow.
Misfits get match point.
I mean, the stick on the defuse, and then Sean Gare is a little crazy right there. Felt like he was a little ambitious there, but...
Oh.
Ooh, sick.
Oh, wow. Alu tried to play it super safe, too. Just try to stay as close to the wall as possible to come in.
A little too early. He moved a little too early.
Right.
If you're in that flanking kind of spot, you pretty much should be the guy to win, like, when they try to defuse the bomb. Like,
Right, I know exactly what you're like. Come in when your teammate dies, right?
Yep.
When they're fully focused
Don't
on
make
inside.
the first move, especially.
Don't make
you know,
the first
that's
move.
the rotation. People are rotating through spawn. Like, I can kind of see he wanted to make a move, but probably wasn't necessary in hindsight.
Right. Unnecessary and very costly, potentially, as now they've got to win 5 just to have a chance in OT. It'd be a nice spot to be in, 16K OTs.
Ooh.
Always a second chance, at least on life, but now Freiburg going down immediately in 5v4. Tough situation even when you have full guns. In this situation, no smoke to cross even. It's going to make it a 5-on-3. Shazam looking for a headshot with that off. Not too easy to do, but with another line of sight open, Sick takes advantage. And now it's just 2 players alive. They have recovered some weapons, but not much utility. A couple of flashes to work with, and they really need to get a kill. 5v2 situation. There's almost no hope left for OpTic. Alu has to make an absolute hero play right now, and that's going to get shut down
That's not the hero play that you want to make.
1v5 Magus, the man, the myth, the legend, the headshot machine with the UMP is going to look to make this an even game, and no. He can't do it. It's too much to ask.
That's too much to ask. 1 on 5 with an at quad. One of the, I think, easier spots to get pushed out of, I think, on that map. But good play by Misfits. I thought they're going to... Actually, on the map, if they were to take a map, it'd be cash.
It'd be cash.
It'd be cash.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Definitely thought that they had more of a chance there. But and they did a great job controlling rotations and... working together.
Together.
Like across the board.
It was good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
But
I liked it a lot.
let's get a second perspective on that. So why don't we throw it to our analysts? They can break this game down for you.
All right, thank you very much, Launders. And indeed, we are going to be here to break this match down a little bit. James, of course, will be doing most of the breaking down, as we'll jump right into it here. A very back-and-forth matchup, it seemed, to a good start for OpTic, but things changed pretty quickly.
Yeah, so OpTic won both pistol rounds, but Misfits ended up winning rounds that were necessary to get the match back kind of in their control, right? So if they had lost both anti-ecos after that first pistol round, things would have gotten really tough, right? Because OpTic would build up all that CT econ, right? So there was some interesting rounds here. I think the first most important round was that late buy, right? I think Launders was talking about how, oh wow, Misfits is buying with 2 seconds left on the clock, right? And then they end up doing like a fast kind of like French pistol fast exec onto the A site with a smoke on quad, or not smoke on quad, smoke on cross, and really good flashbangs and timing. Yeah, so this is, in my opinion, the most important round of the match, right? OpTic's kind of like jumping out, getting control of the economy. Sean's like, no, let's buy. If we win this round, their money's screwed, and we need to screw up their money or else it's going to be really hard, right? So they get that really important flashbang onto Magus, takes him off the angle. Sick opens up with the P250, getting the dink and then the body shot. And then that second kill was huge too, right? So this is, in my opinion, probably the most important round of the match. It could have gotten way out of control, right? If OpTic wins that round, if Magis doesn't get flashed, peeking at A main, things could have gone a whole different way.
Well, it wasn't just that round, of course, that we saw a lot of action happening on. I believe you wanted to preview a few others as well. Round 10 being the next one that you wanted to take a look at here. Let's have a look now.
Okay, so right here, Shazam goes for the aggressive op pick towards quad, so he knows nobody crosses fence, and then, so this is like a read-based player, right? So we see Mixwell at bottom highway with the op, so he probably made a scope sound, which Sean is going to say, run out A main, run out A main. Devo gets a quick kill onto Magis. They know the op's not on truck, right? Because they heard the scope from A main. So it's just like a read-based play by Sean. Some teams are going a little more on the A main default control, but as soon as they hear that scope highway and as soon as Shazam has that op, you know, holding the cross to quad, knows nobody's fence, knows nobody's blue door, it's an easy read from there, and they say, let's just hit our shots and run into A.
What do we think of Sean Garris' performance in this map so far in this series?
I think his calling has been absolutely on point. Just those 2 rounds right there are huge, right? Like, they could have lost those rounds, but I still agree with the call, right? So he's like, he knows that the money was brittle on that first replay, right? It's opportunistic call, right? If we win this round, it's gonna give us more rounds than just that one round, right? Because then their money's gonna be bad. And then on the second one, he's like, oh, I know I told Shazam to do this, or Shazam is doing this, and I'm going to put 2 and 2 together, op bottom highway. There must not be an op at A unless it's, you know, just a weird setup. At that point, it's not logical. It's like playing a poker against somebody who doesn't know how to bet, right?
Yeah.
So just really good calls by Sean so far. You know, really impressed.
Well, Sean also had some great calls on the CT side as well, as we take a look at one final round from this match, round 24.
Yeah, so right here, we see Sick inside of A main, right? And he hears the smoke top highway, here's the molly on Z. If a T is mollying Z, that means they're probably not pushing through Z. It's unlikely that they would walk top highway, and Sick is feeding all of this information to the rest of his teammates, and they're going to stack B, and then the bloodbath is going to ensue. So they talked about the smoke on the tarp side, checker door. I call that tarp because there's the blue thing under heaven, and then the molly on B main. Counter mollies into the site. This is just chaos, right? But the reason that this chaos even goes in favor of Misfits is because of the A main push from Sick, right? Feeding the info on what he hears on highway, right? It's kind of like one of those, you don't know exactly what's happening, but it's like, what is like a realistic thing? Would they walk 3 people up highway and smoke top highway? Probably not, right? Like, it's just not a play. Like, maybe somebody will do that in the future, right? If they think somebody's pushed A main, I don't know.
So we're going to be jumping into Overpass for our next map here in just a couple of minutes, but we already saw OpTic earlier in the week having some struggles on this map. They did manage to win it, of course, but almost dropping it, starting off 4-11 against Splice. What do they need to fix now, based on their performance on Tuesday and based on what we just saw in this last map, to make sure they don't, you know, just get completely upset and 0-2'd here?
Yeah, so it's going to be a mind game, right? Because Sean's going to look at what made Splice successful, right? So it's the CT side, 11 rounds, right? So I don't remember if OpTic won a pistol round on their T side. They probably did not to get those 4 rounds.
I believe they did win their second half pistol. So
okay, so that was huge, right? So then they probably went 7-11 and then tied it up, and then Splice got 1 round, and then, so that's what happened. So on this map, you're probably going to see Misfits going with like a heavy A default, right? Because Sean's not going to want to hit B without giving significant pressure A and forcing them to play at least 2 to 3 people A. And he's going to want to clear out the connector, probably from top side, and then they'll probably have a second or third default where they're cleared out from the bottom. But the traditional way is to send like 3 or 4 people towards party, somebody holding connector and long B, kind of lurking and choosing their spots differently each round. This would be a really hard map to play T-side if you're just coming together as a new team. I think this is one of the most rigorous maps to actually feel super confident on T-side. Right? Like, sure, day-to-day, your players might be hitting more shots than others, and you can't really, like, rely on that. Like, oh, hey, man, like, just go fountain and headshot that guy crossing in balloons with his op over the smoke. Like, you're just not going to do that. Right? So you kind of have to have a protocol of how you do it, especially when you have oppers like Alu, who's actually kind of famed for being super effective on Overpass. And I know Mixwell can pick it up as well. So I think it's going to hinge mostly on whether or not Misfits can get more than 5 rounds on T side, right? Because most people are going to get at least 8 on CT side.
That's the side that sort of makes or breaks things, essentially.
Yeah, I'm going to take Misfits again, 16-13. So we're going to be here for a little while.
All right, well, we'll have to see, of course, as that second map is going to be coming up in just a little bit, folks. OpTic just getting handed their second loss of the season. We'll see if Misfits are able to make it a third right after this break.